Hello everyone, good afternoon and thanks for joining us after the International Cultural Display and Food Fair where you all enjoyed yourselves in the Jollof War about which country has the best jollof. We are back to the studios of the KNUST E-Learning Center and we are still celebrating 20 years of internationalization by the International Programs Office. And let me tell you about a crucial aspect of international education that we are discussing today, that is travel facilitation and partnership support. So whether you are a student who wishes to come to KNUST to study, or if you want to further your studies abroad, or if you're a faculty member who wishes to maybe attend an international conference overseas, you shouldn't miss this conversation. And with me are two esteemed guests, the Dean of the International Programs Office himself, Professor Daniel Duah, as well as a Senior Officer of the Ghana Immigration Service, Superintendent Rebecca Oppong. They're joining me today to discuss this vital issue. Let's get started, sure. To Professor Daniel Duah, thanks for joining us. I'm proud to have met you. You know, you are someone I admire so much, and you're also very popular on campus.
You have me blushing.
Oh. Well, let's reflect on 20 years of internationalization. That's quite big a word. How far have you come? What milestones have you achieved as the International Programs Office, even before you became Dean and after you became also a Dean?
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to all our viewers across the world. The International Programs Office started as the External Programs Office from very humble beginnings, and we have had 8 deans so far. We look out for the partnerships and agreements regarding academic matters with our national and international partners. And so over the years, we have focused on student mobility, faculty mobility, and also joint research that is at the center or core of what we do as a university. And we are unable to do this without many, many partners. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our partners so much. Yesterday, the Vice Chancellor took time to specially thank them, and I want to add on to that. We are grateful to all our partners who have helped us come thus far. Yesterday, we talked about one major thing that stands out, which is the partnerships. And you can see when I talked about the partnership that we have had with MasterCard that had seen over $500 million inflow. Anybody on campus knows the MasterCard building. We have had great numbers of international students coming here. And today, if you saw the diversity in the display of the various cultures from the various countries across Africa and Europe and the Americas, and also the cuisines, it's in part to the efforts of MasterCard, which actually helps us also with our international numbers. I'm sure as we go along, I'll talk about a few more of the things that we have been able to achieve. But hey, 20 years and we look forward to the next steps.
Sure. And then when it comes to student mobility, how have you addressed it? I know day in, day out problems pop up. Before I direct my question to Superintendent Oppong. Sure.
So when we talk about student mobility, there are 2 parts. So those students from our partners outside KNUST who come in here, we refer to them as inbound students. And then our students who go outside for opportunities are referred to as outbound students. And these are students who take a semester or a week or even a year in our various partner universities. Then there's a separate category called the scholarships, where there are full scholarships that are offered to our students after graduating from here with undergrad or the master's to go do a master's or a PhD. Now, for our students who go out, it's important that they always look out for the various advertisements that we run on our various websites and social media platforms. 2 years ago, we had one student who came to us and said, "Hey, I saw this flyer on your Facebook page, and I want to find out, is it possible?" He said, "Yeah, you are the only one who applied," and he went to King's College and studied for a semester. So possibly because students are not actually looking out for these opportunities, they do not get it. And it's typically an open call, and it's open to everybody in the university communities. Thing about these partnerships is that for some of the inbound, it is program specific. So currently we have a 2+2 program with New Mexico Tech, and it's for petroleum engineering. We also have a 2+2 with Hohai University in China, where we took about 28 students last year, and this year 32 students, and it's for engineering. We had a semester exchange with the Technical University of Munich, and that's all programs across the university. We had 9 students go to Italy, and it was real mathematics, and then that's what they had. So depending on the opportunity that's available, you have to look at. Some are open, and that others are also specific. But I can tell you for a fact that of all the applications that we have run so far during my time in the past 2.5 to 3 years, always you have a high number of persons applying from the College of Engineering. I don't know what they have been taught. They are always, even my college doesn't do that well. And then also you have College of Science and then the other colleges. So we encourage everybody to do the application, but we always try as much as possible to be representative of all the colleges and the programs that we have.
Okay, sure. With students looking out for opportunities, applying and traveling all around, that brings me to what the Ghana Immigration Service, the services you provide or you offer at the IPO. Many may not be aware. So if you can let us in on what you do at the IPO, we'd be grateful.
Well, thank you for this question, Ms. Lisa. Actually, the IPO, we have not actually have a bit relationship when it comes to the traveling, as Prof is talking of, because in our offices, we have not gotten students coming to ask that what are some of the things they need to do so that they too can get the opportunity to travel outside. So this one is a little bit new when it comes to the IPO with immigration. Yes.
Yeah, if I may quickly add that. So I explained about the 2 categories, the outbound and the inbound. We mostly liaise with the immigration office with all of our inbound students who have come in. So there are a lot of international students who have come in. There are a lot of exchange students who have come in. They have renewed their resident permits. And we always have to write to the immigration office to help them facilitate that. Last year, we established the Confucius Institute, and we have received additional teachers from China. Now, the current new teachers that we have, we are getting the official letters that are from HR, and then we go to the immigration office. We have already done the inquiry to find out, hey, can you help us with the resident permits for our staff? Because KNUST is a big institution, and we have to make sure we are obeying the laws regarding immigration. So that's where
with what Prof is saying, when it comes to the residence permit for the student, we have been doing it for them. We renew it every yearly. It's a yearly base, depending on the number of years you are spending on campus here. Basically 4 years. So when the students come first year, we renew it for them for a year. Then when it will expire the following year, then we renew it until they finish the schooling. So I think recently some school came that they were traveling, and they had a letter, I think 9 students, foreign students, and then by the time they will go and come back, their permit will be expired. So what they do, that they brought a letter. Mostly that's what when I go for orientation, I'll be telling them, if you know you'll be traveling outside, and by the time you come and your resident permit expires, let us know. Because if you don't let us know and you go and come back, it will attract penalty. So just last month or so, some students came, about 4 people have returned. Understand their passport is expiring, so they've gone to their respective countries to go and renew it. And then when they come, we just renew their residence permit for them, because by the time they come, it has expired. Yeah, so when it comes to do this, we are really working together as immigration and the international body.
Okay, and sure, how are you also able to keep abreast with maybe there can be a change in immigration laws and all that? How do you communicate to the students to, aside the orientation that you do?
Well, yes, thank you very much, Lisa. I think when we entered this term semester, there was a change with our fees. So we had a letter, and then we wrote a letter to the school informing that a lot of things has changed as far as immigration and the school are concerned. So whatever happens, so far as we are here for them, we always let them know the things that immigration are doing. That will not be at their blind side. Oh, I didn't know. No, so we are always on time for them to know. So the Dean of Students, Auntie Theo, was saying, Becky, thank you so much, because they didn't know. If not, it will go against them. So we write to them before they issue us money, so that when they see anything, it will not be different. So actually, we are working together as a team.
Okay, sure. And Prof, these partnerships that you've spoken about, how do I identify potential partnerships before you even look at how it has benefited this institution too?
All right, thank you very much. But before I come there, let me quickly add to the thing about students being knowing that their permits are going to be expiring. We had one student who actually traveled to Togo. I mean, some of these guys are really adventurous, and it's good to be adventurous. I mean, if you went to Germany and had a Schengen visa, and your visa allows you to travel multiple times to 26 European countries, and you can, why not? But all we ask is that it's important that the international students let us know that they're going to go, and then we check with immigration to make sure that everything is okay, and then they can go. So he did not. And on his return, he found out that it had expired, and it attracted a penalty. And he said, hey, it's okay, I have paid for it. But we felt that if we had known, then we would have advised him better. So it's very, very important that international and exchange students out there always liaise with the various offices. We work hand in hand with the Directorate of Student Affairs, where the immigration office is, to ensure that we give the best support for our students. Now, coming to partnerships, there are quite a number of ways of identifying who the partners are. Day in, day out, there are possibilities. People reach out to us, and then we look at it case by case. Yesterday, Vice Chancellor was talking about the fact that it is absolutely important that these partnerships are beneficial to each other. And so we don't want to enter into a partnership that is only one-sided. It has to be a win-win. So that's definitely one thing, mutuality in the benefits of the partnerships. There are other times as well that we actively seek for specific partners. For example, with Europe, the Erasmus funding, it's a huge basket that offers a lot of opportunities for us to have exchanges, faculty, student mobilities, and joint researches. And the thing about that is that even though Erasmus would offer you 1 week opportunity to travel either ways, it's one thing talking to somebody on the phone or exchanging emails. But when we sit down and talk like this, Mona Lisa, I'm sure next time when you are sending me a message, or it means more than that. So we are very, very particular about ensuring that we get these. And that's for all European countries. It doesn't matter the size. So even though we have strategic ones with Germany and France and what have you, we also look out for other key partners like in Finland, and then we try and make sure that we are getting that done. So it's two ways. They seek out for us, and we also seek out for them. And then the third way is that sometimes there's a project, and this project has big funding. A precondition is that you have to be partners. So why not? Let's get married. Let's consummate this relationship with a partnership. And then following that, we can go ahead and apply. And usually we are successful, and then that becomes the basis for our friendship. So each case by case, we'll look at it and then take it from there.
Sure. So if it's a win-win situation too, we are looking at it long term. That brings me to sustenance. How do you also sustain these partnerships, ensure that it's long term? I mean, both of you benefit in the long term.
Well, thank you very much. So in my 2.5 to 3 years there, I have found out that the partnerships that endure are the ones that always have 1 or 2 active members of staff or a department that are driving it. The partnerships that are signed, it's good to sign university-wide partnerships because that affords any department the opportunity to latch onto it when they are ready. But when you have 1 or 2 that are driving it, then it means that that's going to be sustained. And minimum, unless it's a project that puts a barrier on how long the MOU is supposed to be, we typically do 5 years. And then after 5 years, we review and decide if it is something that we really want to continue again. And that has led us to the development of the MOU app that we launched yesterday. That allows us 1 year to the time it gives a notice, 6 months to the time it gives another notice, and we start the engagements, and then we make sure that we have renewed it. But if there's a partnership that there are no activities, then it is difficult to sustain it. So we always need drivers of the partners. That is why yesterday we also gave awards to 4 of our staff who have initiated MOUs. In the past, this didn't used to be the case. But we felt that when individuals from the university take the lead and initiate, we need to recognize and reward them, and then also have them to be the contact persons that we can fall on to ensure that this is being sustained.
Okay, sure. But as the IPO and even the Ghana Immigration Service, you host people from different backgrounds with different mindsets. How do you handle such people from diverse backgrounds? Well, I'll also put that question to you, Prof. Duah. But well,
as students,
yeah, sure.
You say since it's our job, right, and we have been trained for. That's why we go to the training school, how to live with those people, how to train them. Because as you are saying, everybody is coming from a different background with a different attitude. At times, it's not easy. Yeah. But as officers, we try to manage them and make them feel comfortable. Because if somebody is to bring such an attitude, and you also bring them, why are you there? What was the training that you went for? What's the benefit of it? So we try to manage each one of them, that they will feel comfortable, especially when they come new. They don't know anything, right? So, and some, as Prof said, that some of them want to exploit. I said they've heard of Ghana, they've heard of KNUST, how they are treating the student. They are coming with an attitude. But you as an officer, you know, you have to love them, right? Sure. Accept them. So by the time they are 4 years old, they've changed totally. So you ask, so is it the person who came here to misbehave? At times when they come, they will not go and do the registration. So when you tell them that I've paid my fees, why must I do this thing? Could you imagine just last week some people came to register? Just a week to vacation. So if we had to say that I came for orientation for a year now, you are going to your next year, you are not coming to register. School is vacated. So since you are putting it on yourself as the job that I'm doing, and also I'm being paid for, I need to accept whoever the person, how arrogant the person is, how the person is, you see. And that's how we have been moving, because we have been working with a lot of them from all around the world, coming from both the whites, the blacks, all colors of people. We know how to live with them. That's why, as I said, we have been trained how to approach them. The approach that will come is not so when they come with aggressive, must you also do that? No, then why are you there for? No. So we know that they are students, they are children. See, some of them are 18 years, and we have been there how they are. So we also try to love them and manage them. So by the time they finish school, you see, we are friends, especially my friends that are Nigerians. I love them so much, right? Yeah.
And if I am a first timer and I'm preparing for any international travel, what advice will you give me when it comes to my documentation, getting everything right?
As a Ghanaian or as
a Ghanaian, and probably as a Nigerian too, or anybody from any parts of our world?
It's mostly some people, when they are traveling, because they've not traveled before, they are afraid. They try to seek for second opinion, looking for people. But you see, they have given you the requirement of traveling. When you go to any country you want to go, the website you go, whatever they need is there. right? So when you have all those requisite requirements, I don't see the reason why you cannot go there. But out of fear that you see that, oh, let me go and see this middleman, and they will take a huge amount of money from them, and then at the end, some two are not even able to give them get the visa for them to travel. So my advice is that please go to any country you want to go. The website is, when you go to wherever you want to go, you see the website. Just read through, get what the requirements are. Those you can afford, try. Those you cannot afford, try also and get them, and then present your case. Then I think that's the best. Okay. We won't go and then even though at times too, when you put in, the people will refuse you to their own best interest. You might even have all the requirements, but one or the other they refuse you. That's why some people try to seek opinions from other institutions, which I'm not saying is bad, it's good. But if a student, since they know more, students, they can explore a lot. They themselves should go into their website, any country that they want to go, and then fish out their information.
Sure, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for that insight.
Yeah, if I may add on to that. So to travel outside, at the International Programs Office, there's a checklist that we have developed based on our interaction with the immigration services and with all of our students who travel a lot. We have come up with a checklist. So, for example, basic things like even when we are traveling, some people, I have seen somebody traveling and was going to check their passport, ticket, the yellow fever card, and all of that in the main suitcase. And I'm like, so when you get to the airport, how are you going to get that? They are very, very basic things that we need to let them know. And then also things like, do you have any health condition? Are there any medications you need to take? Where are you traveling to? Have you checked the weather? You need to be aware of all of these things. Sometimes also, when you are traveling, for example, to the United States, and it is for student visa, we all know that the turnaround rate is quite high, and sometimes when you book this year, you have to get maybe next year. That's what we call the emergency appointment request. And when you have to request for that, you don't just put in that. They give you a page and you have to explain why you want to come early. There are a number of people who have said why they want to come early, and they get early appointment, and others never look at that at all. So that by itself is a comprehensive statement where you have to indicate why you are going, the nature of the course, how it's going to be of benefit to you, how it's going to change your career, and when you come back, what you are going to do. So there are quite a number of things that you have to do. And so when people do not know, the sad thing is that they put anything in there, and then when they hit a roadblock, then they run to the international office. So we'd like to encourage them to always seek for information from the international office. Also, because of the partnership that we have as the international office, we are increasing the partnerships that we have with the embassies that are operating in Ghana. So we are very good friends with the German embassy, with the French embassy, and with the American embassy, and quite a number of them. And so we are, because of that, we are in a better position to advise both faculty and students, and sometimes send in special requests based on the need and the request of the university, how important the university attaches to that. And so we're able to put those ones into place, and we're able to help them. But say you are going on a private holiday and all of that, that you have to deal with it yourself.
Sure. And thank you very much, Prof. And please don't forget to send in your questions if you want any clarifications. Prof. Duah is here to answer you, as well as our senior officer from the Ghana Immigration Service. Sure. And Prof, I would also want to ask, when it comes to every partnership, there might be some challenges. Can you let us in on that too?
Yes, thank you very much. So I'll take a couple or so of challenges that come. So when our partners have to come here, it's easy for them to go to the Ghana High Commissions in their various countries to apply for visas to come. And in some of those countries, it might be difficult depending on where you are. Say you take Ghana as an example, and it was in a foreign country, and somebody was up north, and the embassy is only in Accra. That also takes an effort. You have to post it and what have you. But sometimes when it is quite close to the time that they have to travel, we liaise with the Ghana Immigration Service to get visas on arrival for them. And so you don't have to have that headache of going to the embassy, but you get a certificate, that is signed by the Comptroller General of the Ghana Immigration Service. And you use that certificate to go board the flight. And the moment you get to a first port of entry in Accra, then you pay $150 when you arrive, and then you are issued with a visa. So that's how we have dealt with that, and we have been so far largely successful with the help of the Ghana Immigration Service. That's not always the case when we have to go the other way. In some of the countries, it's quite difficult to obtain visas for our students and faculty to go out there. So that is one of the challenges that we face. And like my sister talked about, sometimes it's not us, it's the country and the immigration laws, and everybody has to satisfy that. So that's one challenge. The second one has to do with finance and funding. At the international office, we believe that travel and see, it's very important. Look, I have seen firsthand PhD candidates who have come, 5, 6 of them, pre-departure interview. They could barely look me in the face, and they are looking down. And then 3 months later, when they come back, they are the leaders of the team, and everything has changed. You really, really have to go out there. But unfortunately, there's a limit to how many we can actually send out there. And that is a big challenge, because the funding is not adequate to take so many. Say we have partnerships which are more than 400 with over 47 countries across the world. So you can think about it. If every country was saying, hey, let's receive 500 of your students every year, that means that everybody's going to get the opportunity. But that realistically is not possible. That is why we are always happy to receive our partners from there here, so that some of the things that you could have learned that you didn't learn there, when you are here, you can also rub off them, and then that's good. So these are two of key challenges that we face with these partnerships.
And you also face the challenge of making sure that those who come through partnership agreements, issues with compliance and all that. Do you have challenges with that? To maybe both of you. Yeah.
Maybe you want to start.
Well, actually, there's no challenge. The only challenge is at times when the students come, they don't come there on the time, on right time, to come and do their resident permit. As I was telling you, some will wait. They have paid their school fees all right. Just come there and then do your registration. Come and register. They will not come. They will wait until getting to the closer of the term that they will come. So by that time, you see, it's not only the students that we are doing their permit. We are doing other people. So the time that they want, it might not be, even though we'll give you 1 week to come and check, by the time we come, the passport is not ready. Right, so it becomes a little bit problem for we and the student. They want to go, but the passport has not been renewed. The resident permit has not been renewed. So that has become a problem. So anytime I go on rotation, I always tell them, please, from here come, because if you don't come, you yourself, you are going to bear the cost of penalty. And secondly, the time that you want the passport to travel, you won't get. And you cannot travel with the receipt that we give it to you. Maybe if you are passing the borders, fine, you can take but when you are passing through the airport, you cannot use your certificate, the receipt to travel. So this has become a little bit challenge with the students as far as their renewal of their residence permits are concerned.
Okay.
Well, so on the academic side, we sign agreements that says that when our students go out there, they go study for, say, a semester, and the credits that they accrue, they should be able to fit into our credits, and that accumulates to their graduation, and then vice versa. So sometimes some of our partners are not able to release these documents early enough, and then we also sometimes have to work on our colleagues here to ensure that these ones are released on time. Otherwise, the very active ones, because of the interactions and engagements that we have, typically each person is going to be following. It is the inactive ones that we had one that said that they were coming to renew. And they had a tough time renewing with us, because when we checked after renewing 5 years prior, very little had happened. And so we wanted to ascertain what was going to be different. Is it just going to be the fact that you are partners with KNUST, or we are going to do something different? And so it's always important that we ensure that these are really active. But with the inactive ones, they don't comply, and it stays on the shelf. And that's what the Vice Chancellor has indicated that KNUST is allergic to. We want active and living partnerships.
Okay, but do you also have maybe specific or tailor-made processes for people who come through your partnership agreement, or they have to go through the regular immigration process too?
So there are two sides to it. So with a partnership, it depends on what we are partnering on. Some are industrial engagements. The standard ones are faculty mobility, student mobility, joint research, standard template will do that. There are others that will do 2+2. So it allows our students to study 2 years here. They go to our partner university to study for 2 years, and then they get double degrees from both universities. There's also the 3+1+1. In France and the UK, undergrad degree is 3 years. So when you finish 3 years here and you go to France, your first year counts towards your final year of undergraduate studies here, and also the first year of a master's degree studies there. And then when you do the second year, then you get a master's degree from that in 5 years as well. So all of these ones are available. And recently, it is quite in vogue, and we are currently in discussions with the University of Waterloo, the Faculty of Science, to have a 2+2 engagement with them, and also Southern Illinois University of Carbondale in the United States also are interested in having the 2+2. The 2+2, even if you don't get a scholarship, it is cheaper than having to pay for school fees 4 years. And what we'll typically argue with our partners is that because of this partnership engagement, rather than have our students pay international students rates, we want them to pay in-state or local, the fees that the locals would pay. And that dramatically reduces the fees, and we are able to have our folks go on there. We always put a caveat in there that there are always people who are brilliant but needy and cannot afford. So we ought to ensure that there are those folks who can also take advantage of this opportunity and also go out there and study. But when you look at the partnerships that we have, last time we checked, there are partnerships with more than 100 universities where you don't pay any school fees. Because of the agreement that we have with them, you can just walk in there, so long as you can pay for your air ticket and accommodation and feeding, you just walk in there and do that. And currently we are running one with King's College London. The deadline is the first week of September. And so I encourage everybody, it's open most disciplines, find out the programs going on there, and you apply to the International Programs Office. We set up a panel to review all the applications, and then the shortlisted and selected ones, we send the names to our partners, and then they admit you and get accommodation on campus for you, which is quite cheaper than being outside. So information, be on the lookout, and this is one of such sessions.
Sure, thank you, Prof. Superintendent, are there any issues of security when it comes to this whole processes? Are there any issues of security or legalities that you have encountered also?
And the part of
when it comes to students with their visa renewal,
if they don't go to the right source.
Well, yes, as Prof is saying, if they don't go to the right source, that's what you are not secured, and you spend your money and your time. So the best thing, as we are talking of, go to the right source, which is the immigration office. Any part of the country that you are, there is an immigration office. Go there, and you are secured. Whatever you need is being provided for you. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And that brings us almost to the close of our conversation. But Prof, could you give me your final words? Anything you feel it's newsworthy, or anything you feel students need to know, even faculty members who may be listening, sure, or who may not have much idea about what IPO does?
Thank you very much. So I think that I will look at it in three folds. First of all, to our students, I would say that there are definitely opportunities out there for you, and you must actually actively look out for it. Follow us on all our social media handles, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and even on TikTok. As and when the opportunities become available, we actually share it. And don't shy away. I always tell people, you don't lose anything if you apply and you do not obtain. But if it was for you and you did not apply, it means that you are losing out. And also to the entire university community, the opportunities that are available at the International Programs Office are not only for Ghanaian students, they are for all students. So long as you enroll and you're a student of this university, these opportunities are available to you. Next week, there's a group of students, 6 students who are going to Germany. One of them is from Nigeria. We have had students from various nationalities who are not Ghanaians who also get the opportunity. It's competitive. Apply and you can get the chance. And so I would say to the students that by all means, look out for such opportunities, and we are also interested in the welfare of our international students. If you have studied outside before, it is not easy when it is Christmas time, when everybody goes to their home and enjoys Christmas and you are alone in your hostel and what have you. So we have come up with what we call the Osekrum Bronya, where we organize Christmas parties for all our international students who stay back. And so there are quite a number of them. The International Student Center has opened at the International Programs Office, and we had our first hangout session last Friday. And we brainstormed with the student leaders, and they have come up with wonderful ideas about having workshops with immigration, about resume writing, about just coming to party, about just coming to interact and engage. So by all means, look out for these opportunities. And then also there are scholarships that are available, and so we make them available. When you come to the International Student Centers, we have tons of brochures about different universities that you can pick up and actually engage. And because these ones we have received personally, it means that we are most likely to have a relationship with them, and you can take advantage of that. To the faculty, I would say that there are also opportunities. Come and let's speak at the International Programs Office. One of the biggest challenges that we used to face was that you get calls and emails from partners, our faculty across the world. Sometimes they're in Germany, or they're in the USA or Australia, and they are almost nailing a partnership agreement, but they are not sure if you already have a partnership, or that is the basis to kickstart a discussion. So rather than come to us, we have developed what we call the MOU app that we are going to be coming out there to do a roadshow to showcase that you're going to see the partnership that we have, continent by continent, country by country, university by university, bringing the services of the IPO to your doorsteps. Also, if there is need to, you want to engage somebody in a university, but you have no clue, Technical University of Munich, Frankfurt University of Applied, we are on WhatsApp with them as an international office. So reach out to us. Do you have with these guys? There are quite a number of faculty who do. They come and say, do you have any partnership with this person or this person or this university? And we do the connection, and that's all it is. In fact, the International Program Office, in the olden days, when you wanted to say you love the lady and you couldn't say it, you go to a third person. And then that third person, we call them the betweener. So then they actually fix it. So we are the betweeners between the university and the outside world. So come to us and let's make this happen. And to the entire university and the world, we are saying that 20 years of internationalization is not easy. The next steps is absolutely important to us, and we cannot achieve it alone. We need all of you, your support, and together we can make this university achieve higher heights.
Sure, thank you very much, Prof. Superintendent Oppong, your final words. And sure, yours will be more of advice.
Yes, as we've already talked of, you see, as I said, the student, we are here for them, right? Thanks be to the university, they've given us a nice place to stay for the students. It's not only for the students, for any foreign worker who's a person who is working here, is for as far as your residence permit or extension. I didn't talk of extension.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't talk of extension. Well, extension it's not residence permit, it's not permit, but it's when you get to the airport, you see, we stamp your passport and we give you 60 days, depending on the country you're coming from, 90 days for ECOWAS national, and then 60 days for other nationals. So when after this permit expires and you still want to be in the country, you come to our office, we extend it for you for 2 months or for 3 months. Yeah, so what I'll say is that please come to the immigration office. whatever you don't understand, we are here for you. That is why they have given us the office. Come, and whatever you don't understand, we explain it to you so that everything will be fine. Don't go and find information outside because they will give you a wrong idea or they will take your money. And then there was a problem here. There was a problem. I don't want to talk about it, but I think I have to see you people, the IPO people, and then we talk about it. Please. And we are also there when they come fresh. Some schools have been calling us for the orientation. This year they didn't get orientation. I don't know what happens. So I also entreat you that, because I think if there have been orientation, those people who have stayed till this time they came to register, they've registered a long time ago. So please, we are there when they come. We are there for them. Any question, we'll give it. If we have an idea, we'll tell them. If we don't have an idea, we'll refer, and then we will be good to go as far as we are here.
Yeah, Mona Lisa, my constituent asked me to ask Inspector a question. And the question from our international students and international exchange students and also some of the faculty is that, so they are from outside ECOWAS.
Yeah, outside
ECOWAS. So that's 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months that you are given. Sometimes it's...
We give them 6 months.
No, it's 30 days.
No, we give them 60 days for
60 days.
ECOWAS.
Yeah,
2
60
months.
days. 2 months. 60 days, 2 months.
2 months.
But they are going to be studying here for 1 year, 9 months. And we know the university has given them admission. They are going to be here for 2 semesters. So can't we have a category of stay that allows them for the duration of that? And then we are working with one of our partners from Alto University, and we get that also a lot. Saya, Taru, Mary, they have been here in the past 2 years about 4 times already. And because of the relationship that we are doing, they are going to be here for another 2 years. Can't we give them like a 2-year multiple visa that allows them to go in and come in many times, just as we have? I have a multiple visa.
Are they students?
No, faculty. The first group was the students, and then the second group was partners from other universities who come in here. Is it possible to give them an extended session?
I understand, Prof. I understand what you are saying. You see, like with the immigration rules everywhere, you cannot stay in somebody's country for more than 60 days. You can, but when that thing expired, when that days they gave it to you at the airport expire, you need to renew it, and you have 2 consecutive times. You cannot stay beyond 6 months. And that's immigration rule all over. You cannot stay more. If you want to stay more than 6 months, we have something called rotated permit. You apply for that one, and then 6 months time you give it to. But you say the nine months, it's getting to a year. So that is why we have chipped in and come for 1 year residence permit. Okay. Because actually we don't have a permit for that. Either we take it for the 1 year or we take for the rotated permit. I'm talking of 6 months. All right.
Okay, so that solved the first one. And the second category is that they are going to be coming here many times in 2 years, but the maximum they stay is like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes, they come for the project, and so I have a visa to the first one to Germany. It was a Schengen, and I told them that the road that I had taken was for 4 years, and so I wanted a 4-year visa, and they gave me 4 years.
The fact is,
but the maximum I have stayed is like a week or 2.
But listen, with the visa is just allowing you to enter, so you can go for 10 years visa. But when you enter into the country, the visa don't work again. It doesn't work. What works is the immigration rules. You are going to go with the immigration. That is why we stamp at your way. We are regulating your stay here. So some people will come, I have 10 years. Why are you say I have expired, but my visa has expired? So the visa is just allowing you to enter. When you enter, the rules of the country is is rotating you or is making you stay.
Yeah, all right. So that was one answer. So we'll get the longer one and make sure that they respect the 30 or 60 day. Okay.
Yes. So if you still want to, then we come and we extend it for you. Okay. Right?
I think this conversation has to continue.
Yes, it has to continue.
Well, thank you, my esteemed guest, Superintendent Rebecca Yeboah. Oppong.
Oppong is not bad.
Anyway, no problem. Forgive me. Sure, and Professor Daniel Duah, thanks. I'm very glad I met you today. Sure,
yeah, me too.
Interacted yesterday.
I've just been saying hello, but not get one-on-one like this.
Yeah.
Sure, and to you, our viewers and listeners, thanks for joining us. Well, as Prof said, if you need any inquiry whatsoever, walk to the office of the International Programs Office. They are located at the Commercial Area, KNUST, as well as the Ghana Immigration Office, also located right
opposite
the International Programs Office. My name is Mona Lisa Frempong. Continue to catch the rest of our episode. And if you missed this, you can also play back and listen to all the insightful nuggets that we shared here. Thanks for joining us. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.